Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. Today we're going to take them off the hoop and put them together, as promised. Our charms are embroidered. We just have to make them charms now, right? Okay. So when doing this, you sort of want to gauge how much you want for this and how much you want for that. And on these, I'm going to keep them flat. On these, I made them puffy. Don't need to. Super easy to make them just flat, so that's what we're going to do. So let's go. We want our stem at the bottom. We want a little extra room up here. I'll get my good scissors, excuse my reach, and just give it a whack, like so. That one's ready. This one. I think I want it kind of in the center-ish, right? So, like so. You just kind of eyeball it and see where you want your flower to be, because you're going to take a little bit of this off when you start sewing it together. So kind of give, remember that. So I'm going to go here. Take that off. Now that one's ready. Okay. All right. On these, they're easier because this is just easier to deal with. Laces, I think it's pretty, so I'm using it, Okay. So I want to do this to here, giving myself enough room, maybe a little over a 1/4 of an inch-ish on the top and the bottom, right? Just kind of give it a whack. Also keep in mind where you've got that, right? Okay. And we're just going to cut this even. Okay. Now that one's ready to sew together. This one, I may do a lap over, under. So I don't know. Do I want to do that? I don't want to do that. It would just complicate the thing, and I don't want to do that. Okay, we're just going to scooch it down here, like so, and trim that off. Okay, now we've got 4 of them ready. There's 2 different ways to do this. So you're going to need some thread, just plain old white thread. You can use cotton if you want. This is 100% polyester, just white thread that you would mend something with. Polyester's pretty strong, so I kind of use that for that. Okay, but you can use whatever you want. I'm using white because it's going to just disappear in these. Like with this, you can see it a little bit, but just barely. And on the white lace, you can't see it at all. So there's that. Okay, get that out of my way. So I'm going to turn this inside to inside, right? Yeah, like that. So that when we turn it back, it's going to be this part that we sew together is going to be underneath, inside, okay? And on this one, I'm going to use, I've got some of these out. I think these are the easiest. This is a little more fiddly, but I am going to show how to do it. Let's see. I'll just do this one. Yeah. On this one, this could be the top or this could be the top. It's sort of interchangeable, so you just need this inside though before you start sewing things up. You need it on there, right? Okay. Now, I do have to decide. I think I want this to be the top, so I'll have to remember that. Now, if I want this to be the top, you have to think about this strategically. If I want this to be the top, then once I sew this together, I've got to move this up here, because if I'm going to sew the sides together, that's got to be up here, and it'll be sort of just cinched in there. I'll show you. So then it won't move around, okay? All right. We're just going to do our little, as small as you're comfortable with, a back stitch. But to start off, we're going to start off with doing sort of a blanket stitch on the top, just to get our knot cinched in real good, okay? So then we're going to go just finding the most density you can in the lace. Don't get too close to the edge, but don't get too far out either. You don't want to get too far in or too far out. Just give yourself that much space. And you're just going to go in doing your back stitch, catching as much of the lace as you can. Don't pull too tight, okay? And then we're going to do this like so. Like this. Okay. And as you can see, I hope you can see, this thread is just disappearing into that white lace. So, and that's what you want. It is. On this end, I'm going to go ahead and do this so that I have that cinched in, okay? Now, this is still a little bit loose over here, but when we go down, we'll come back up on this side and we'll cinch that in real good, okay? So, as I said, we're going to pull this up here, right? We're going to pull it up here because we're going to turn it this way, and we're going to get it as straight as possible. It's not always that easy, but you can do it. Just keep fiddling with it till you get it the way you want it. And then, let's see, that went through the thing. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and do some of the blanket stitch kind of stitches over here, just to make sure we get this cinched in really good. That's a little piece we may cut off if we can't catch it with a stitch, because we don't want it to look too wrinkly. Okay. Alright, now that we've got that in there, we're just going to start here, and we're going to do our, well, let me do it the easy way. We're going to do our back stitch. Okay, just like so. And just go right down this edge. Super simple and easy. And with lace, it really is easy. You're not fighting the fabric for sure. It's got a lot of holes in there. So just go over it and over it till you feel like you've got it really good. Okay. And then just, once you get it started, it's good. There's no worries. Okay. Remember not to pull too tight. And when you're getting down to where you're embroidered, make sure if you're going to sew across here, go under those, just like we did when we were doing the when we were putting those stitches around, we wanted to put them underneath the part that we embroidered, right? our needle book. That I knew my brain would come up with the, you know, the word eventually. Okay, so we're just going to keep going, and we're going to go close to it. You won't be able to see it. You see what I mean? You can't see that. It's completely gone on this. So you're just going in there and just whipping it back and forth, doing your back stitch. And I've got my thread doubled, so that's just, I guess it's me being me with, I want it to be really strong, you know, so I do have my thread doubled. And we'll get these, I think they're beautiful. I may give some as Christmas gifts. What do you think? Would somebody like something like this as a Christmas gift? I kind of hope they would. I mean, I know it's not, you know, super duper fancy, but I'm going to trim those off afterwards. Now, when you get to here, instead of tying off and going to the other side, just go ahead and put your needle in and come out the other side. And, you know, just go right back up the other side, right? It's easy to do that. And it keeps you, you know, going with your stitches. You don't have to tie off. Kind of reminds me of my old quilting days, you know. Only it was a much bigger piece of something than this. Anyways, yeah. Just going in and out of the lace. Make sure you do go all the way through though. You want it to go through on the back and come up in the front. Okay? And if you've got this kind of stuff on the outside, just make sure you're, you know, stay into the inside of that. You know, you got more density inside than you do on the outside. So, but yeah, just simple back stitch. It does the job, and we've done this one for a long time now, so we definitely know how to do this one, right? It's in our sampler. Yeah, sewing stitches, quilting stitches, embroidery stitches, they all just kind of overlap each other, and that's okay. It's a good thing. Okay, we're going to do one more back stitch in here, I think, and then we're going to cinch it in like I showed you with that sort of like a blanket stitch, you know. Just do it that way, and then we've got it down. If you see anything that you need to just stitch down, go ahead on and do that. See, that's so pretty. Now I'm going to go over here on the back somewhere and just do a little, you know, that little cheater knot. And tie it off. Fumble fingers. Okay. See, you won't be able to see it at all. Excuse my reach. Gotta get my scissors. Okay, now, there, we've got that one. How's that, huh? Let me trim those edges off because we don't need that frizzying on us. I mean, you can leave them if you want it to look a little bit, you know. But yeah, there it is. So pretty. Excuse my reach. I'll hold it up so you can see it. Is that pretty or what? I think so. Okay, and it's on a swivel, so. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to sew it up. Well, I'm going to do all of them off camera, and then I'll come back and show you how to put this one on. I showed you how to put that one on. I'm going to do all the rest of them up off camera so this doesn't get too long, and then we'll come back and we'll put this one with this. Okay, it's a little fiddly, but not too bad. We'll do it. Hold on a sec. Okay, we've got all those sewn together, and this is sewn up. So we're going to put this on here. We have to do it very strategically. I've been saying strategically a lot. I know, but yeah. So these little things that come with the with that set or whatever, they open pretty easy. Me and my fumble fingers, though, you know. And you're going to take one end of your chain. Now, if you like doing these kind of things, it's probably not as fiddly to you as it is to me. I don't not like it. I just, I think of so many ways it can go wrong on camera. So, just saying, I can think of a lot of ways it can go wrong on camera. So, there's that. Yep, that way. As I was saying, my fumble fingers don't always do exactly what I want them to do, and so, yeah, things like that happen. But that's okay. That just means you pick it up and give it another try. It works. I've done it several times already. Okay. It's best to have this on there before you clamp it onto the top. I'm going to use my bigger pliers. Might have better luck with those, you think? I think. Okay. Now, we've got that ready to put on. Let's get this other end done. These little bitty jump rings are very small too, so, I mean, you know, you can get bigger ones. I have bigger ones. Am I using them? No. You could, though. You could. And it makes it easier if they're, just like with the stitches, if it's a bigger stitch, especially when you're starting out, then that's easier. And we're going to put our lobster claw on the jump ring, the chains on the jump ring. Now I just have to get this back together, right? And with these, you probably heard this a million times, just squash them together. Don't try to, you know, manipulate them any which way. Of course, that one didn't do right. I tell you, on camera, yeah, on camera, that's when everything can go all weird and wonky with you. Usually, they're set to where you can just press them together. And that works. Unless they're just a little bit off, and then you have to work with them a little more. And of course, I would get the jump ring that would be a little off, right? Hold on a sec. Okay, got it. I had to pull it back apart and line it back up and then just squash the heck out of it, right? Okay. So we're going to take the end that we sewed together, you know, the first end, and then we're going to strategically and carefully place it up in there in that clasp. You can press it a little bit with your fingers. It'll go in a little bit. And then you're going to get your these, but it's, yeah, get it on there better. Then I'm gonna squash this side, and I'm gonna poke that in there. And nope, still not. You have to really work with it to get it just right. It's not that hard when you're not on camera. So you guys, if you're not doing videos, you'll be fine. Okay? Then just give it a good press on both sides. And voila. Okay, we've got all of these done, and I've got all of these done. So I do have quite a few. I do have a preview of what we're going to do next. Let me see if I can grab that without craft-a-lanching. You guys let me know what you think. Yeah? Okay. We've got all these. These are going to look so beautiful on journals. You could put them on the strings that you tie your signature in. These ones would be great for that. These would be great just to put on your closure or whatever. Or put on your key ring because it's so pretty. You know. Anyways, we've got all these done using the stitches that we've learned through doing these. We didn't use any stitch on there that we didn't already learn and do on here. And we've got some more to add to that real soon, coming to YouTube channel near you. Okay. I hope you guys are going to make something pretty today. I think I did. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN.